Hello. It's Tuesday. It's time to paint and finish this painting finally. I'm just cleaning off the palette. I sprayed it down like 3 minutes ago. And I was like, I should scrape this quick. I was almost done, but the timer went off. It's paint o'clock. How am I? I'm doing well. I decided to take off of breakfast stream because I was tired, but I am fine. It's hard because I'm doing 6 streams a week trying to do this right now, so I was like, I should take off breakfast stream. It would be best. So I slept in. And I feel much better now. We have a 14-month resub from Gaxtronaut. Thank you. I made decaf coffee. I'm trying to have less caffeine because I haven't been sleeping, which is part of it. So now I have decaf and I am sad. So that sucks. I need to start by getting the chalk off this painting. So I'm gonna do that. I also got some good news today. I ordered some bike stuff and it shipped. So I'm very excited to get bike stuff in the mail. Mostly looking forward to seeing if the shoes I got fit. I think I talked about how I did an auction, and like they're not returnable because it was an auction, but I can just sell them because they are brand new if I need to. Just put them on eBay or something. Oh, I thought I got some paint there. Oops, I didn't. Great. Cool, so all the chalk is gone. And now we just need to build in all of these levels. So they look like those. So what we've been doing is I've been recreating college drawings that I did in chalk pastel in acrylic paint. So this is the second one. And these are a number of years old. So like not only have I grown as an artist, but also it's a different medium, but also a technique that I've worked on, or a medium that I've developed skill in since I last did these. And we talked last time about how I tend to make everything too saturated. And I found the photo reference that I took of the beach that I drew this from, and it's even less saturated than this. So this I did saturated, and then this is even more saturated. So, I don't know. It's pretty. I'm happy about it. So good morning, everyone. Vagabond says, color good. Oh wait, it's 1. It's not Friday. Sorry, Friday streams are a little earlier. Those are morning streams. Okay. So I blocked in my base colors. And I did a thing here that I need to make more. So I don't forget about it. So what I had done is I had noticed that when I did this, I could do this here where you can see it. This line was not quite where I put it, so I needed to fix that. And like, I'll repaint this as I get over here, but I'm not quite there yet. But I want to change it so I don't forget. And I'm out of yellow paint. It looks like it dried up since Friday. There's just a tad of it. Like, there's not enough to do what I want to do. And that's too red. Oops. That's closer. I also remembered that this needs to get fixed, because that's where that line is. Yeah, okay. Much better. Now we fix things. Noah says, with increased maturation, there is more saturation. As you mature, you get more saturated. Is that a science fact? Chill Day says, I should definitely work on stuff with this in the background, but instead I shall chill and play games. Both are fine. Noah says, it is now. Sample size 1. Science fact. This coffee tastes different than my normal coffee because it's the decaf coffee. Thank you for attributing the science fact to me properly. Okay, so what do I need to do here? We need to start by filling in all of these various waves and kind of just working our way through all these colors. And there's little things that are different, like this should probably be lighter and not as red. This one seems pretty good, maybe less yellow. Nah, maybe not. And this one, I don't think I did this right either. I think I needed to have more orange through here and just red along this edge maybe. And this is pretty good except down here where I had to fix things. Circle Now Squared says, does decaf taste different? I've never noticed. I suspect that it's a different blend and roast and everything because normally I buy Kirkland Bold roast and this is not that. This is just some Amazon Basics decaf something. And I do not like it as much. So that's sad to me. Okay, so I need to have all new saturated colors. I still have this blue, which is great. I have a lot of that blue. I need a lot of that blue. I do not have this color anymore, but that's fine because I wasn't thrilled about it to begin with. It's fine, it'll work, but it's not quite what I want. I just wanted to block in the painting. Crescillium says, that's so sad and I hate that story. Me too. So yeah, I just need to kind of start to fill in these wave by wave, and I think I'm just slightly daunted by that. Where did my blade go? Over here. I put it back where it belongs so I didn't hurt myself, which is probably the smart move. But this time I do not need to spend like an hour mixing up blue paint, because I have that blue paint. I have a lot of that blue paint. Yellow. I have enough of like cyan blue, but the red is a little dried out. So we need more of that. And probably more titanium white too. Am I using acrylic or oil? Tiger, I'm using acrylic. I've only done oil once in my life, and I don't know. I didn't feel like there was enough of a difference. I know like some people are really into oil and they're like, oil painting is it for me, but I just feel like I've learned the quirks of acrylic enough that I'm happy with it, and I like to paint with it. Because it definitely has its quirks that oil does not have. Like needing to cover your paints so they don't dry out, which is what I'm doing this second. Alright, so I have all new puddles of paint on my palette. And we're going to get started. I want to make an orange. Remember I did these last time, these desaturated colors, which were going to be on top. I should probably mix those. That would be the smart move. So I think I'm gonna work on that. So we'll start with red, and I desaturated it with green, so I need green. Watercolor stream when? Ah, that requires me to work flat. I did watercolor also only one time. I mean, I did it on Haley's stream a little bit, but I mean like a full, true watercolor painting the way I was taught to do, I only did once. And that was at an art conference, art teacher conference. So I'm desaturating the red, and this is quite red still. So I need to mix more green. I didn't mix enough. Tiger says, I'm guessing watercolors don't do well on canvas. I haven't tried it, but I assume canvas doesn't absorb water as well as paper does. Correct. There are mediums you can paint on canvas. Golden makes one that's absorbent ground. And then you can do that on canvas, but I would just do paper. paper is both cheaper and easier to store. Kinda. Paper rips. That's the problem with paper. Alright, so I've desaturated this red, and it's kind of like brick red right now, which is nice, but I think it needs to be a little more violet for the feel of this painting. So it needs to get a little bit cooler because it's a little warm right now. So I'm mixing some blue into it. How close are we? Still a little warm. Let's make that a bit cooler. And I may have desaturated it too much. I think I did, but that's not a problem. I can just mix more red paint into it. Yeah, that's exactly what I needed. More red. And make it a little cooler. Ow! I was trying to get this on the painting. So there's my desaturated red. I was thinking more of the space needed, but you make a good point. Yeah, I mean, I have a handful of canvases over there, like 18 by 24s, that take up a good deal of space. But it's not terrible. Alright, let's save this red. Sounded like a heart? Yeah. I'm okay. Get all this red paint off this palette knife so I don't mix up the orange that I have to make next. Alright, so now we need to make orange, and I want to make a good deal of orange because I don't have saturated orange mixed. So I need saturated and unsaturated of all these colors. And I have red, and I have yellow, I just don't have orange pre-mixed. I mean, I do, because I have like Pyrrole, but I'm not using Pyrrole, I'm using secondary I've made from primaries. And I do think the orange I made last painting thing, like this one here, I think that's too red, so I need to make it a little more yellow. Would I consider painting a science? That's an interesting question. I mean, there's definitely science elements to it between thinking about open time and adhesion and the binder inside of paint and the color science behind it and pigments and those sorts of chemical-y parts. But there's different parts to it. Like there's that side of art making, but there's also like technique and like skill you gain over time by just painting. Like brush technique and stuff like that. But there's also like technical things like how to varnish properly. See, I think, did I make that the same? I did. That needs to be more yellow. That's okay, I need more orange anyway, because this is definitely not enough. BF Gamer Boy says we had Pride Weekend over the weekend and set up mini tiles that people could paint on. They turned out so good. I hear Kepler. Hi, buddy. That's really cool. Or they turn into like a mosaic or something. That's fun. Okay. I can see the difference between this one and this one. Maybe you guys can. This is the one I'm going with. This is my new orange. And I wish I had more of it. But I don't. So I need to tone some of this down with blue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go scoop this to a safe spot and save it, because this is new orange. Kepler walked in and then walked out. He has important things to do, like find out where Steven went. And I think the answer is in the kitchen. Just to check in, yep. You are putting him into a mosaic. Theme was, how do you see in color? Since you work with eye contacts, that's cool. So I'm mixing some blue into this, and because it is a bit more of a yellow orange, it is turning quite green. So we will need to adjust that by adding a little bit of red. I think I did pretty good right off the bat. Sometimes you get lucky, I feel like, and sometimes you just fight with a color. I do think it is too desaturated. I put too much. So I need to add more of the orange into it. That's better. And then we have to do yellow, and then we are set. CEO, make sure you're working. Okay. Let's desaturate a yellow. So yellow's opposite is violet, and when you make yellow, you tend to make it green. It tends to go green right away, but we want this color. Not the green, we want this color. This is the one that you fight with. Like, this is just how it's going to be. So I'm going to start by mixing a violet, and what's going to happen is I'm going to put it in the yellow, and I'm going to have too much blue in it, so it will go green. So knowing that preemptively, I'm putting extra red into this violet. So for reference sake, this is the violet, and it looks way too blue on the paper. So I'm adding more red to it. Hello, Hawkwing. Welcome in. I have been painting college drawings. I did this in college in chalk pastel back in 2009. So there's a set of 3. I already did 1. This is the second, and then we're painting them. And right now what I'm doing is I blocked in all of these waves last week on Friday, and obviously they're not right yet, but I wanted to block in the color. So I'm desaturating these same colors so that they will look like this when I start to paint them. Like the desaturated colors in the waves. And I can't just like paint blue over that because it'll turn green in some areas. So we're desaturating it to force it. And because I use acrylic, they dry up and I have to remake everything the next few days. So this is made a nice, pretty, like, goldenrod yellow. It's just not desaturated enough. Like, it's still, you're getting the reflection. It's a pretty yellow. It's like goldenrod, like the Crayola color. It's just not desaturated enough. So I will add more of the violet to it. Because we're aiming for this swatch. That's really close. It needs just a little bit more. Perfect. Happy with this. See, when you think about it, like I was thinking about how, well, last time I did it, it turned green, which meant there was too much blue, so I needed to add more red. If I think about it, it goes better. Tokenute says, do you ever think about doing a Bob Ross type painting? I've done a couple of them. They are on my YouTube channel. I have some of his brushes. Like this is one of them. Like this is the foliage brush. And this is his 2-inch. I can't do full Bob Ross technique because I don't do oil. Chill Day says, but thinking is so hard. That's why you just have to do it enough so it just is like part of your brain already. Like I don't have to think about what's opposite complementary colors anymore. I just know. But I have to say it out loud to help because that's what I'm trying to do. So I have to know that I know it, but know that not everyone watching knows it, so then I have to say it. That's what I have to do. All right, I need another piece of plastic and probably a little bit more yellow as I used up all my saturated yellow. Thank you, Professor Mal. In other words, muscle memory? Yeah, exactly. It is complete muscle memory at some points. Okay, let's make sure that I don't ruin the sky of this painting. Is there a pop quiz? Vagabond, you better be taking notes. All right, let's continue painting these waves. The note emoji is perfect. Emote. Is this a school class? It can be. Okay. So we're just gonna start with the furthest wave, which is this tiny one. Like it starts light blue here, and then there's just a touch of orange over here. I'm using a yellow. Let me use something you can actually see. This guy, it starts here, it's light, and then it just goes here. It's tiny little wave. And then the next one is this guy that goes all the way over. So another request for Steven to add him to Discord. Tell him. Technically I can do it too, but that's at my desktop and that's not this room. Send me a message and I'll just do it. I think Chaz can do it too, but I don't think he has the emotes. He might. I don't know if he can, but I know I can. Alright, so I have this blue, and I need it to be a little lighter. And we're just gonna start over here. And I marked in black all of the lines of where I need all of the waves to sit last time. So I'm just kind of using those as my little guide. And filling things in. So I finished all the blue already because it was basically blue already, and now I need to go into orange. So I'm going to pick up some desaturated orange that I have and just kind of fill it in this area. So it's tiny. It's tiny space for this. And then we get a little highlight on the top of this wave. What's the difference between oil and acrylic? So all paints, and I'm going to say this generally, but I know it really only works for like 3 types of paint, probably 4 if I include gouache, is made up of pigment, which is what makes it the color it is, a binder, and then the binder is what differentiates between oil, acrylic, gouache, watercolor, I don't know, latex, house paint, whatever. And then there's basically just filler, and filler just bulks up the paint to make it cheaper. And you can add so much filler that it won't bind and adhere to surfaces. You can add so much filler that it'll be transparent, that sort of thing. The more pigment it has, the more expensive it tends to be. Also, like, some pigments are way more expensive, like cadmium. Let's see. I'm gonna do this little wave on the left because it's right here. And the binder is what makes things different. So with oil, it's linseed oil that makes oil paint. And then with acrylic, it is an acrylic binder, which is just basically something that is a polymer because it's plastic. So when I have like dried paint, like this here on my palette, like this is dried orange, like it stretches like plastic, it snaps like plastic does, kind of like saran wrap does. Like, it's plastic, that's what it is. Getting ready for the final, sorry. You better be. It's gonna be an essay. Alright, so now I'm working on this little one that you only see this little triangle for. I stepped away and probably missed vital info for the final. RIP grades. Token, if you can BS your way through an essay, you'll be fine. Me getting through most of my classes. Alright, I do need to mix up a darker blue. Because I need this shadow in here. You take bribes, probably in the form of bike parts. We have 200 bits from Tokunut. This isn't a bribe, I swear. I think I've told the story about how I was doing an interview once for a teaching position, and I don't know, I felt like it was insinuated that I should try and bribe them. 300 bits from Reed, who says sky blue. Look at those sky blue dots. Is that the person who liked your purse, Lunar asks? Yes. And what's that you have there? My purse? Oh, I just thought you had brought something for us. Wild, okay. Alright, I'm mixing up a darker blue. That's what I'm doing. They wanted your purse to bribe you to give the job. I don't know exactly what they wanted because... I mean, it was an art history reference, like my bag was. Because it was Trinity du Chat Noir, which is a famous Art Deco print with a black cat on it. I don't know what she wanted. It was my bag. It was a gift from Haley, actually. Maybe it was a badly delivered joke? I have no idea. So I've mixed up a darker blue and I'm just using it to fill in under the wave here to give it the shadow. We have 300 bits from Shiny Hunter John, who says emerald green. I feel like the paint system has been in a good mood lately. About what colors it's picking. Okay, now we can start on one of these bigger waves so you can actually see what I'm doing. It did look a little muted, but it was still quite green. So we're gonna work on this one. And I'm finding it easiest to start with the blue and then move into the other colors. Is that the right hex code, Tiger? Tiger sent 300 bits and said 8B0808. Is that the right hex color? I don't have enough of them memorized to... I know how they work, I just forget. Quick, someone pull the hex color. Okay, so we're working on this big wave. And I'm going to fill in this blue first. And I can fill in over here while I'm at it. $300 from Gold Mage, who says, oh, and I and my manicurist friend finally got the chance to get my nails done in a nice, warm, dark pink, whose name I don't remember. I love them, though. They're getting long enough that I'll have to cut them off when this starts to wear off. Hugs to Steven's family and to you. Good vibes. Well, thank you. I don't know exactly what Steven said this morning, but this has been expected for a while. So it's sad that it's happened finally, but it was time. But I'm glad you got your nails done. I just took my polish off last night from when I did mine last on stream. It was getting way too chipped. And I need to get them filed. And like, I could file them myself. We'll see what happens. So I filled in over here with that dark blue. It's not done, I just filled it in with that blue. 300 bits from Jacebook with another hex code. Was that one right? He was alright this morning. Yeah, that's what he had kind of said. Like, it was kind of nice. Maybe it might be the hashtag? I have no idea. I don't quite know how the system works. So I'm using a little bit of a lighter blue for this to bring in just some detail to the edge of this wave. Not the edge, like all of it really. $300 bits from Toku. Don't think that one was right. Also, I just realized that it gives me the hex code of the color it drops. Thank you, Toku Newt. Hi, Renee. You're picking up lunch? What'd you get? Not what you wanted? I'm sorry. 300 bits from Reed. That is the right hex code because it gives me hex code. And it's the same one, Reed. I think I'm not happy with this shadow color. Let's fix this. Nope, that wasn't enough blue. I think I want a flat brush for this. And the only thing I have in front of me is this sword, but it's fine. Keppy's back. Hi, buddy. What we up to? What we doing? How many important cat things did we get done today? Are we here to cause problems? We are causing problems, aren't we? If I wasn't in the middle of trying not to lose this color, I would pick you up. Yes. Are we leaving? We're leaving. 300 bits from Kita with the light pink drops. Okay, so we need to do a little bit of highlight here. And then there's a little bit here. Because there's a little bit of like this shelf. So like this is done, but I need to work my way into this color. My coffee is cold. Okay, moving into the desaturated yellow. I should probably work into white first. Just a little bit. Now we can go into this. And I want this white to dry before I start putting some down on top of it, so I'm just going to move over here and just fill some of this in. So you can see how this really toned it down. Which is what I was looking for. So now that I'm done with that, we're going to move into the desaturated orange and do the same thing. I think the blue needs to come this way more on this one. And maybe even this one, to be fair. Hi, Julian. Oh, that's great. Thank you. So I'm taking the desaturated red and doing the same thing. So do you see how these two went desaturated compared to these two? I should have probably done this one while I was working on that. But I can do it now. This is a good song for this. Okay, this one I need to bring more blue in, so I should probably work in reverse and start by bringing more of this orange in. That feels better. I'm glad I did that. So I'm taking this blue and I'm trying to dry brush it a little bit. Which means there's not a whole lot of paint on the brush. And the little bit that there is kind of floats above the surface of the painting. So that's better. I'm happier with that. I think I need to bring in some highlights though, which is not hard to do at all. And I think what I need to do is that needs to dry because all it did was blend in. So I say leave that alone for now, and we'll go into doing a different highlight. The blue highlight instead of the saturated highlights. Yeah, I need the bright highlights there too. Not quite dry enough yet. Okay, that wave is done. Hooray. So this one's set, now I have to do this one, and then this one, and then the waves are done. And we're gonna start with a shadow on this one because I think that was my mistake before. And I honestly could probably do a little bit more with that on this last wave I just did, but maybe not right now because I think I need to mix up a new color for that one. The Kepler is back. Hi. You come back at the worst times where I can't pick you up. Yes. Hello, baby. You want a lap? Is that what this is? Hi, you want a lap? Okay, well, let me cover up these and we'll take a short break and give Kepler attention. Hi, come here. Come here, I have a lap for you. That's what you want. Yes, it is. No, don't do that. Come here. Oh, it's a big boy. Hi. It's Kepler break time. Hi. Kepler were painting. We got very little done. Can we lay down? No, we can't. Why don't we want to lay down? What's going on? Hi. We cannot be in here and causing trouble. We have to lay down or we need to get the door shut and us on the other side of it. What? All right. Don't put your head in that. That's not for kitties. He says it's time for your company mandated cuddle break. It's time for him to cause trouble is what it is. He wants something. It's not a lap. He was in the lap. That was not enough. Nope, now we're chewing cardboard. Can everyone hear that? All right, hey you. We can't do that. Well, we are in a mood. I moved the cardboard where he can't get it, and he is upset. Hey. Can we knock it off, please? Time to throw them out? I think so, sweetheart. I have to finish at least these 2 more waves. Because, like, I have paint that's drying, kitty cat. Okay, time to go. Come on, Keppo. Come here. Come here. Come on. Come on. We've been boozled. We thought we were getting scoop. We were getting boozled. It was not scoop time. Scoop time can be soon. Chess says boozled. All right, we're finishing this wave. Okay, now what do I want to do with this wave? I need more yellow. And then more orange. I banned the boozle. He's gone. He is going to go bother Steven now. We have 15-month resub from Bardic Puppy. Oh, it didn't come through yet. Who says, hello everyone. There it is, thank you. Welcome in. We just boozled Kepler. And I'm trying to finish these waves. All right, now back to the blue. And the blue gets dry brushed. So I need a very dry brush for that. And just a touch of this blue paint. And then I wipe most of it off so that it looks like this. And then that's what I brush on the canvas. That's dry brushing. And I think I painted too much of it over there. That's fine. We will fix that. We have a 3-month resub from SophG93. Thank you. Hi everyone, great colors. We've been talking about saturation all day. All right, moving into a lighter blue. And also just dry brushing that on there. I'm just trying to build up a little bit of foam on some of these areas so it stands out a little bit. And now I need to bring in the highlights back to this one. So like the really bright stuff in here. And what I had done is I had done some white paint in there. So I'm going to dry brush some white paint, and then after that dries, I'll dry brush the saturated colors on top. And while that sits, we'll start on the next one. Can you guys hear the mower? Nope. Okay, good. It feels like our neighbor has been trying to mow for like an hour. Like, it's so loud. I think I want the sword brush back for this. Very faint, yeah. Please don't fall. That would be bad. Okay. Touched up some of that while I had the color. Now you can hear the lawnmower. It's not even that big of a yard. It does not take that long for our yard to get, like, fully taken care of. Alright, now that I did all that, this highlight should be dry, so I'm going to go back to yellow brush and add in these highlights. There's a lot of blue in this brush still. Okay. So, starting with orange, and I'm adding in like this highlight here. Adds to the atmosphere and that needs another layer for sure. And then we'll just mix some red in. All right, last wave. Well, that one and then this tiny one. I was gonna say if this isn't banjo, but harmonizing. All right, now I'm bringing this blue in and I need to make sure that I cover the canvas here. So I think I want to do a lighter blue here. Now I'm having canvas show through, which is what I'm not happy with, because it's like dry brushing on raw canvas. I don't want to see that. Like the white spots showing through, because then it just looks unfinished. But dry brushing on top of other paint is different. That's like necessary. Suddenly very anxious. Okay. We're also almost done with this wave. And this one, I feel like the highlight's pretty successful already, that I don't need to go back and fix it, but I do need to do all of the foam on the edge of the wave. So I'm gonna go back to the sword brush and we'll do that. Okay. Getting there. Almost done with waves. I also should probably finish the side of the canvas. So let's kind of do both of these at once. Do not fall. And back to sword brush. I think I made that too bright for over here, so we're going to tone it down. I hear a Kepler. Is he back for more trouble? I think he just wants Scoop. All right, I need to do shadows on this foam. And I'm just taking that dark blue I've mixed. I'm bringing it up a little bit. You can kind of see it there. That's what I'm trying to do.
Shall we begin? Let's begin now.
Now, what I've done in the painting that I didn't do in the drawing is I brought more highlights into it, and you can see that on the waves. Like the white on the very bright parts of the foam. I didn't do that in the actual drawing, but I felt like I wanted to for the painting, so I did. And I think how I want to wrap this up today is I want to fill in a little bit more of the sand part. Because I lost some of this line.
This is not a drill.
Repeat, this is not a drill.
Is that all you got? Let's begin now.
Now if we covered this up, it's looking better. It's just this little bit. And now what I need to do is I need to take my blue color and lighten it up and then go back over. Because there's the blue here. I think I need more cyan because I think it's just not saturated enough. Too light. So there's that. And I think I need to move to a different brush for the rest of this. What do I want? Probably in here. Let's take this filbert. It's a brand new filbert too. So all new brushes have a starch on them. So they're going to be very stiff, and then you need to wash off some of that. Let me find another new one. Did I break the starch on that? I did. Let's find a different one. Okay, so here's a brand new brush, right? So it has a starch on it. So it's like really stiff. And it's not going to stay that way because the second it gets wet, it'll start to wash off that starch. So you just kind of break it. And sometimes you can even see the powder fly out of it. And then you wash it off. And there, now it's soft and it's a brush. I'm just going to reshape this so it dries nice. Beautiful. So yeah, that's what I just did with this filbert. And filbert's somewhere between a square and a round. A square and a round. There. So filbert's kind of like a rounded square. And I think I want to start up here and then work my way through this sand, because this really bothers me. That helped immensely. With where the painting is right now, it feels so much more complete than it did when I started today. But we are going to go back into painting color. But I have a good base layer for my color. I just need to kind of complete it. I don't know how I feel about this blue. Like, it's supposed to be there, but I don't really like it. So that may change. So the orange here, Now I'm trying to bring the blue in that's down here. Paint Tripper says, colors are so vibrant. I love it. We've been talking about saturation all day. It's the hot topic of the painting. I just love sunset sunrise. I know, I do too. This isn't quite right of a transition. Let's fix that. Got a little too green. Better. I still don't love the little edge of the wet sand that's blue currently. I still don't love that. Do I need it to be lighter? Is that my problem with it? Because, like, it's wet sand. think that's my problem with it. Yeah. But not all of it, just some of it. Because like my highlights are hitting right here mostly. That's too much. I'll fix it. Sometimes it's a very delicate back and forth. That's helping. I'm mixing up lighter versions of my saturated colors. So now I'm going to do like yellow. This feels like it's a battle back and forth. What am I looking for now? Orange. Okay, cool. Now, we're taking some of the blue and we're going to start to bring in some of the foam that sits on the sand, because it shouldn't be glassy. I mean, it should be a little glassy, but it needs to be a little less glassy. So we just get this little bit of foam. And then I'm going to take some of this blue and mix a little bit of red into it to make it a little more violet. because that's the color that I have for the sand here. And then just kind of touch up these lines. That looks way better. Cool. I'm going to lighten it up a little bit in some areas by adding just a little bit of white into this and dry brushing it on, just so there's something. Because it was something I didn't like about the original, about how dark it was down here. I do have one last thing I want to do, besides the bottom of the canvas. Reed sent 300 bits with, oh, gave us a different hex code for that. Interesting. Nope. It seems the system is upset now. All right, now I just need to add a little bit to the sand down here, and then the last thing I want to do is add a highlight to some of the foam with a white marker. Okay. That's super wet. Okay, I'm gonna do this sideways because I have to. So I'm just going to add a little bit of highlights onto some of these foam pieces. There. That completed that well. And the very last thing I have to do is sign my name, so that is next. Okay, dry enough to set. And let's see. Paint marker. Paint marker, just put a lot of white paint out. And I kind of like it in white. It's barely bright enough. Like, it's not too noticeable, but it's not like overwhelming the painting. And this one I signed down here too, so that's, you kind of see it? It's subtle. It's subtle enough. I normally don't like to bring too much attention to it, but it doesn't feel like it's competing, which is the important thing. Cool, so we're done with that one. Let me grab a new paper towel, and let me grab the old one too. And clean my hands first. And maybe give the two new brushes a good wash. And reshape. Vagabond. Time for the final piece. Yep, I'll pull that out too. I'm gonna grab the other painting first. Okay, let me grab the other one, and then I'll pull the drawing out. So, dusk piece, dawn piece, there we go. So there's the 2 in the series so far. You have to at least be there, okay. And we have 1 more to go. And the last one is this one. So next time, which will be Friday, we will work on this one. And I just got 8x10 canvases in the mail. So much grass. Yeah, we'll see how long that takes me. But very happy with them. We talked about how I always go more saturated, and that's been true because the original photograph was less saturated. And then the painting is even more saturated than the drawing, which is more saturated than the photograph. But this was very fun. I need to go figure out who suggested I draw my drawing portfolio, or I paint my drawing portfolio from college, because this was a great idea. I've really had a lot of fun doing these. They are a lot of fun. And I'm very happy with how they're turning out. And we have 1 more. Cool, so like I said, Friday at 11, I will be working on the daytime one. I already have a name for it. What did I call it? Because I had to preemptively name these. Because this one I named Civil Twilight. This one's Nautical Dawn. Solar Zenith? That sounds right. Because I had this name originally for the drawing, but I didn't name the other 2, so I had to come up with names. And that's what I came up with like a week ago. So yeah, we will work on that Friday. Otherwise, Steven's doing Metroid tomorrow. I want to do a shout out to my Patreon supporters. Thank you for your support. If you're interested in it, you can check out the links that my mods will have up in chat, including Discord. You think it was Noah? I'm sure Noah would love to take that one and be like, yeah, that was me. So yeah, other things going on. Friday I'll paint the other one, or start it at least. Fossick says the roll button is working. It works in the studio. In the loft setup, it rolls to Steven's channel. So that's what happens. Monday I will be doing more Dark Cloud 2. We will definitely finish chapter 2 unless I have to grind a ton for a ton of supplies. And I'm gonna have a special guest. It is not a Raleigh Collective person. It is someone visiting. So they will be joining me Monday night for Dark Cloud 2. And I think that's it. I don't think there's anything else that's interesting happening. So thanks everyone for tuning in, and I will see you on Friday. I don't think anyone is raiding or streaming right now, so I don't think we have a raid. Watch. Thomas? Is Thomas streaming? No? Raid Your Dishes? Okay, Raid Your Dishes. Do check out the vlogs that have been coming out. I know, if you haven't seen them, Rocco did pass last night, but Steven did get to go see his parents and go see Rocco before that happened. So that's the vlogs that are coming out. So that is, it can be a little heavy to watch it, but it is nice to kind of see him for the final time, I think. But there's other stuff going on in those vlogs, and it was a very special trip for Steven to go do that. Otherwise, I will see you all Thursday morning and Friday for another painting. Have a good afternoon.